Half-Life 2. It's hard to imagine a gaming industry without it. Looking back, Half-Life 2 is responsible for pushing gaming technology forward a few years. It's hard to imagine an industry without the games Half-Life 2 inspired. And that is exactly what we are taking a look at today.
There you are. Glad you could make it. I saw a couple of guards walking past a few minutes earlier. Seems like they were after something.
Right away, they set up an amazing atmosphere. We see a dingy hallway and warm-colored lights. Then a man tells us that he saw a few guards walk by, setting up what we are doing and who our enemy is for the rest of the game. As you walk through the halls, you start to wonder, what happened to the people that used to live here? Where is everybody gone? You're basically in an abandoned building. The only people that are there are you, the guide, and a couple of guards. As you move further down the tenement building, you start to get an idea of why people are leaving and...
Hey, put that down, now, or else I will shoot.
No, please. This isn't a weapon. This is just a...
Stupid bitch. I told him to put the gun down. What an idiot. That's one tango down. Let's look through the rest of the rooms in this apartment. Who knows? We might find more rebels.
Excusing the bad Russian voice acting, we instantly see how cruel these soldiers are. We still don't know who they are. We just know that they're out to kill civilians and that they're looking for a rebel organization. It's never told, but we are part of this rebel organization. We are sneaking through this building to see if we can find a stash of weapons. But as soon as we walk in, we get ambushed by a couple of soldiers who knew we were coming all along. They arrest you and your friend, and then they put you in jail. But when you wake up, you're somewhere you shouldn't be.
This better be worth it, Gray.
Silence! Remember who hired you.
Be careful, Gray. Someone might pay us more than you are.
We find out that these units, these soldiers that you've been seeing all throughout the tenement block, are actually hired mercenaries. They're hired by what appears to be a mad scientist named Gray, or Dr. Gray.
Everything seems to be in order. Let's just...
What is this demonstration going to reveal, anyway?
What did I say about questioning my work? Stand back and witness greatness. Initiate mind control experiment for test subject 1. Test subject 1, stand up.
We find out that the experiment he's trying to do is mind control, but for some reason, it's not working on you. Dr. Gray gets frustrated and then asks the second person next to you to do the same.
Subject 2, stand up now!
Yeah, this game's pretty jank.
Impressive. You indeed managed to mind control him.
Fantastic. Now, test subject 2, walk towards the window. Get off me! No! Get off!
Something went wrong with test subject 2. He started attacking you and the other prisoner in the cell. The mercs had to come in and gun him down. Dr. Gray sends you to the prison and tells you you'll rot in there. He has uses for you later.
Come on, keep up, you scum. You should consider yourself lucky. You're not being sent off to Dr. Gray's labs. You don't want to know what awaits those who are shipped there. Damn right. You see, nobody comes back from there.
One of the guards tells you that you got lucky, that you weren't sent to the lab. And we are told that nobody comes back from there. We now know that Dr. Gray is experimenting on these captured civilians, and he is doing horrible things to them. We'll find out exactly what he's doing later.
Months have passed and I'm still surrounded by bars. With each day that passes, I keep remembering how I got stuck in this cage. Oppressive units still roam the streets, gathering people for him. Ever since we heard that name, Gray, it seems like that is how life has become around here. Every day someone disappears. You don't know if they managed to escape or if they're trapped here, like me. Stenko. It seems like just yesterday we were trying to gather supplies to help our people. We knew the risks being involved with the resistance, but we couldn't stand to see what this country had become because of one madman. In the end, we still managed to fall captive to him. Now I'm locked away here with everyone else. All of us test subjects for his experiments. I still remember being in that room. Unfortunately, some of us don't make it back. I wonder how you're doing. If you're still with us, hopefully we'll meet again, old friend. I wonder what happened to the resistance. Haven't seen a sign of them ever since. I'm beginning to wonder if I'll ever live to regain my freedom and that of my country. Ugh. Seems like the guard.
We get some backstory in the form of the main character writing to his friend. We assume that the friend is the guy we escaped with. He tells us that Dr. Gray is a singular guy responsible for all the mayhem you've been seeing in the streets. It seems like a routine checkup, but then, right as the guards go into your cell, explosions start happening. The resistance starts bombing the prison.
Air bombs on us! All units take cover! Evacuate the facility!
It's too late!
We wake up dazed and confused, the prison in ashes. The whole place is up in flames. It's utter chaos everywhere we look. As we look around some more, we find a security baton. It's the melee weapon used for smashing crates, vents, and enemies.
The key card.
So many corpses to take care of. Too bad we have to clean up this mess now.
That's the last of us.
Once we get past the door, we find a single soldier standing over a dying prisoner. We kill him and take his weapon, and we get the key card the prisoner told us about. We go through the door and we find some more soldiers standing there. It's time to get into the first instance of combat in the game. And you know what? The gunplay is pretty good. It's definitely better than Half-Life 2's. It's just that the way the animation plays with the guns, this really goes for every gun except for the sniper rifle, is that when you aim down sights, the way the gun animation plays, it makes it really hard to like stay on target because the iron sights just kind of go all over the place on the screen. But for a game developed in Unity, this is a Unity game, and it looks pretty good for a Unity game, and you know, for a Russian Unity game. A Unity game made by Russian developers. I mean, we've seen stuff like this before, but well, we haven't seen stuff like this before. But we've heard of, you know, Unity first-person shooters. They don't have the best reputation, but I do believe that this is one of the finer examples of just how good the Unity engine can be if you learn to utilize it properly. And it's not a bad game. It's a good game, and I feel like more people should play it. You know, it deserves more exposure. So that's why I'm covering it. Once we escape the prison, we exit out into the canals, and we really see the Half-Life 2 inspiration here. I mean, it's really obvious. If you couldn't tell by the oppressive units and like the scientists, and it's one guy and the Russian setting and all this really makes it obvious. I mean, it even looks similar. As we escape the canals, we get a taste of how the civilians are treated by these oppressive units.
So why are you out on the streets? Don't you know what's going on right now?
I was just walking home. I live in the block right here. Let me go, please. Thank you. I owe you big time.
As we escape the canals and we see how the locals are treated, we get into our first instance of a big open gunfight. You know, we really see the Half-Life 2 City 17 like looks and aesthetics. The only bad thing about this gunfight is that there's like a big Capitol building. If you look in the center, there's a huge building and there's a sniper sitting up there, and you can't really do anything about him until you get way closer because you don't have a sniper rifle yet. Well, you do have a sniper rifle, but at this point I was out of sniper rifle ammo. I probably shouldn't have used the sniper rifle to take out the guards, but hey, you know, that's in the past and it wasn't the wisest decision. But the only really annoying thing is that if you're out of sniper rifle ammo, which you very well could be, you're going to have to get up nice and close to that sniper, and he's going to chip away at your health the whole time, and it just gets a little annoying. So what I ended up doing is I actually ended up going around the back of the building and picking up a rocket launcher or the RPG and blowing the sniper up. As we enter the building and go up an elevator, we get into combat with some oppressive units. And as we round a corner, we see a man running from the oppressive units, and they gun him down. He was an unarmed civilian, and they just shot him. It really goes to show how brutal these guys are, and it shows the Combine, like, Metro Cop power trip influences, you know? I mean, they even look and talk like the Combine. As we make our way deeper inside, we come across a soldier harassing a guy. He starts talking to you and thanking you. He tells us we should get out of here, and we start doing so. He even picks up a gun and starts shooting at the oppressive units.
I was hoping you'd get me out of the city. You don't want to stay here either.
You two fight your way past the oppressive units remaining in the city. You eventually get to a train station and you board a train. The oppressive units try to stop you as you ride in on the train, but they can't. And that takes us to...
Jan, you arrived earlier than we expected. Also, who is this? What is he doing here?
I ran into some issues along the way, but thanks to this guy, I'm standing here in one piece. Now, we should get going. Follow me. I should have told you earlier, but I wasn't sure if you were trustworthy. I'm a member of the Red Alliance, a resistance group that was formed some time ago. I was on an undercover mission in the capital. I can't say what the details are exactly, but all I can say is that I succeeded, and I gathered some important information that we can make good use of.
He finally tells you why he's so good at combat. It's because he's a member of the Resistance, a group of civilians taking up arms against Dr. Gray and the private military company that he hired. Once we are introduced, we are given our first mission by the Red Alliance. It's assaulting Dr. Gray's compound, kind of like the last one. Real quick detail here is that if you enter this guy's house, he actually points a gun at you and tells you to leave. Now you can kill him, no consequence, and take the supplies, but I didn't. I just didn't want to really. But looking at this buggy, it's really obvious to see the Half-Life 2 inspiration, I guess. So this is basically just Highway 17, but it's snowing and like a dune buggy. But so as you go, you drive through some blockades and you clear out some outposts. Now there's one where you get there and there's like a gate that's stopping you from progressing, so you had to go through this little building thing, little courtyard area, and you have to smash 4 power generators to advance and let you through the level so you can actually get to Dr. Gray's compound. And it's just a cool little set piece, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty fun though. You fight through a wave of enemies outside in the courtyard, and that brings us to Gray's compound. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put the spoiler warning here, so if you don't want the story spoiled, don't watch further. Yeah, so from here on out, pretty much until like the end, like boss rush kinda, it tries to be scary, but the problem is it's not really scary. The atmosphere is pretty good actually, but it's not like it's not like Doom 3 levels of atmosphere, and it's not scary because everything they throw at you we've pretty much seen before. Like jump scares and like zombies placed at really like inconvenient spots, like crawling through vents or something like that. So I mean, like everything they throw at us we've already seen, which is just kind of lame. Honestly, they could have done a lot with the. I mean, they have pretty generic zombie enemies, but they could have done so much more with this section. With the whole like things of mind control, they could have done like a hive mind maybe, where like before you go and get Dr. Gray, you have to like go destroy a hive mind, and then that makes all the zombies just docile. They just won't attack you, and that would be pretty cool. But sadly, that's not what happened. They just kind of went for the spooky zombie ending, which is fine. There's even a point where like there's this invisible one, like a transparent zombie that tries to throw stuff at you and junk. I'm pretty sure there's even an achievement for killing it, but I didn't get it because I had cheats enabled, because this game is really stingy with its ammo and health pickups. So yeah. Also, there's also, once you get past, you start facing more oppressive troops, and this leads to my favorite moment of the game.
Darn it, looks like the fuse box has seen better days. Now not only do we have to deal with the flood, but also now the power shutdown. Hey, what happened up there? What does it look like? Shit. Hey, can you check up on the fuse box? Maybe it's just a matter of restarting it. Sure will.
Yeah, there's a lot of instances of the oppressive units having dialogue that's just extremely, I don't want to say cliche, but I think we've all seen the like soldier, something happens, power goes off, he goes, oh, we'll go check on the fuse box by myself, or somebody tells him to go check on the fuse box by himself. But you know, it's kind of a trope actually, but I don't mind it. It was kind of funny. I was laughing when like he opened the door and I just two shot him in the face with a Desert Eagle. But you know, there's also a point where they're like in a big warehouse with like shipping containers everywhere, and they're like, "Oh, do you really think that the resistance is gonna come attack us?" And then I like burst through the door and attack them. So you know, there's a lot of instances of dialogue just being extremely unfortunately timed, or just extremely cliche, or extremely dumb, and it kind of has that mod problem. Like I can't talk about mic quality, you know, because people who lives in glass houses should not throw stones, but there's like a huge difference because there'll be somebody with like a professional quality mic talking to somebody who uses their personal mic like I am. After a kind of like wave defense not boss rush, but like, you know, like wave mode, you finally get to confront Dr. Gray, and I kind of have a problem with the ending, because really to defeat, all you have to do is go smash a fuse box and replace the fuses, and then a door opens up behind him, and he gets killed by his own zombies. I mean, I guess it's fitting. And then you walk into an elevator, and it's done. That's it. But overall, I would give Red Alliance 7 out of 10. It's pretty rough in some areas, but overall, it's a real good game. It's a fun time, and I think you guys should check it out.